are going to make a red velvet bow together. A lot of people use these bows in their Christmas tree. They'll use them in wreaths or garland. Today I'm making these red velvet bows for wreaths. You can see an example of one that I've made in the back on this ladder, and that's on a 30-inch wreath. And for this bow, we are going to use 2.5-inch wide red velvet ribbon. First thing that you'll want to do is cut strips of ribbon. The 30-inch wreath, you're going to want a larger bow. So what I did was I used my 2.5-inch ribbon, and I cut 4 strips of 23 inches, okay, just like this. I cut 3 strips of 21 inches, 2 strips of 19 inches, 1 strip of 17 inches, and 1 strip of 5 inches, okay? So the first thing I'm going to do is I need these 2 ends to meet, and I'm going to use hot glue. A lot of people use different things. Some people use staples. The hot glue will burn the ribbon, so you have to be careful with it. So I am not letting this piece touch this piece because it will stick. But I'm letting the ends meet and giving that just a second to dry. Alright, so there's my first 23-inch piece. So you see where the 2 ends have met here. We're going to make this our center, okay? And the way I do that is I just kind of pull the ribbon like this with my finger. I can feel right here where the 2 ends have met. Alright, so here is where the 2 ends have met. And so I know that this is going to be on the inside of my bow. And this will be the outside of my bow. So I am going to bend in like an accordion, bend towards the inside of the bow, okay? So bend once, and then put my thumb there. I got a little pleat, and then I'm going to bend the other end the same way, okay? You see that there? So I'm just going to put another pleat in there like that. Alright. And so, here you go. That's what it's going to look like right now, okay? Nothing fancy. Doesn't really look like a bow. Alright, and then I'm going to take my green wire and just kind of let it hold for until I get to the next piece. You'll see. Alright, so the same thing here. We're going to bend. Well, first let me make sure that I have it in the center. Okay, so I have 2 little pleats is really what I have, okay? And you'll want the pleated side on the front of the bow, there. And then you're going to take the one that you've done and kind of hold it like this. Unwrap the wire. Put these 2 together. Okay? So now it's looking like this. So here is the bottom of my bow. Okay? And it looks kind of flat right now, which is fine. You can fluff it later. But there's the bottom of our bow. Okay, we have our four layers that we put. Here's layer 1, layer 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so there you go. And you're going to leave this here. You're going to bend this as tight as you possibly can. And leave that for now, okay? So now we're going to start on our 21-inch pieces. And so for that, you're going to need 3. this one I'm going to do a little differently because we are going to put with this one the center. So, okay, there's your 17-inch. Let me grab one of these 5-inch. This is the 5-inch, and this is going to be the very center of your bow, okay? All right, so this is the 17-inch. We're going to do the same thing. 1, 2 pleats. Put this here, hold it in place. We're going to grab this and kind of do the same thing, okay? And then it'll give it kind of like a diamond shape. And when you pleat it, it'll kind of fit once you take this off. It'll fit in this pleat pretty good. And you can just pleat them together if you want. Okay. And then you'll take your wire again. And if y'all can find like red wire, that would be great. I could not. I could only find green. But you really can't see it once you get it on the wreath. You can't see it. Alright, so I'm going to tie that together. Make sure it looks good. Okay, so now I have my 4 layers of my bow. Okay. And what you can do is you go through each one, make sure that it's tight. Make sure that the wire is tight. Okay. And just cut off any excess. Alright, and see what I did? Like you can just kind of, like this thing was sticking out. I don't know if y'all can see that. And you can just kind of bend it. Okay? So it's not sticking out. So this was your first layer with 4. This was your second with 3. Okay? 2, 1. Now we're going to get a very large piece of this wire. And also, the ribbons that I made have a tail on them. I did not tell y'all that. That will be a 32-inch, yes, a 32-inch piece of ribbon, okay? So, what you'll do with that, just find your center. Okay, I kind of do like that so I know where my center is. And then, if you want to, you can go ahead and cut the bottoms at an angle, okay? All right. There is your center. And you're going to pleat it just like you pleated everything else. Okay? And let's pick this back up. You're going to put it at the bottom here. And position it so that the velvet side shows. Okay? So that's what it looks like right now. It's just a big jumbled up mess. But it will all make sense once we tie it all together. Okay, so we now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers. And I lost that. Okay. add this back. All right. Make sure that's even. And then I'm going to start twisting it. You don't want to make it too tight right now because you are going to kind of maneuver some of this around. You can go back and tighten it once you're done. So this is what our bow looks like now. Okay, it's starting to look like a bow. Now we just need to kind of fluff out each layer and do this gently because you did just super glue everything. You don't want to wear out the ribbon, the velvet part of the ribbon. So you can just kind of fluff it out and move each piece however you'd like to make it look full. So what I do is I just put my finger in the middle of the center here, okay? Put my index finger there, put my thumb back here, kind of push it all together and tighten it, okay? And same way how I want. And there you go. There's your bow, okay? And you have this extra on the back. You can use that to tighten and untighten as through the years when you use these, because you will need to kind of loosen it while you fluff it back out. You don't want to pull or yank too hard, so you will want to loosen it some. And then you can tighten it back up. And then you can use this to tie onto your bow. I mean, tie onto your wreath or tie onto something else, you know, whatever, the tree, whatever your garland, whatever you're using this for, okay? So there is your red velvet bow to go on your wreath, garland, tree, gifts, whatever you wanna use it for, okay? I hope this was helpful and I had fun with y'all today. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments and I'll try to answer them as I can. Thank you.